Today on Getting Real with the Housewives, Teresa Giudice opens up about the mind-blowing season of Real Housewives of New Jersey.
It's going to blow your minds away.
Great.
It's very sad.
Plus, Robin, Giselle, and Wendy all reveal their thoughts on Ashley Darby's divorce.
Single Ashley is in the streets, okay? She is killing it dead in the streets, and I'm not mad at her. Like, she's really living her best life.
Plus, Heather Dubrow slams cheating rumors, and we break down that explosive season finale of Beverly Hills. We got that plus so much more on today's Getting Real with the Housewives. Hey guys, Christina Garibaldi here with Us Weekly executive producer Mandy DeCamp, and welcome to another big week of Getting Real with the Housewives. Oh my God, I cannot wait to break down this finale with you.
Oh, it's so good. And let's get to the comments because you guys went off about Rinna. And I'm starting to see your side, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm seeing it. After last night's finale, I get it.
I totally get it. I mean, The King says Lisa is an actress. She put on a good show. She has attacked people every season. Let's not forget the glass breaking when she was attacking Kim Richards. I mean, we are starting to see a pattern. Like, I do feel like she treats us sometimes as like days of our lives, kind of like Garcelle said.
They said it last night. Yeah, Garcelle said it.
She thinks that this is a soap opera, but it's actually people's real life.
Yeah, I'm starting to see, I'm going to the other side with Lisa. You know, I've always been Team Rinna and I'm starting to see it. I don't know if I'm Team Kathy. I don't know if that's what that means, but Rinna she's stirring the pot.
Yeah, she's relentless too. Like, she does not want to give it up. And it's just like, well,
and she's not really revealing everything.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, we still don't know exactly what happened. No. That's what's so frustrating about this. Like, was it as bad as you're making it seem? And all right, we'll talk more about it.
Okay,
I have so many opinions.
So much more to get to. We had another comment from Linda George saying, irreconcilable differences for David must mean Leslie is spending too much of his money. I thought that was funny. I don't know how much money David Beador has anymore, but I thought that was hysterical.
I love that. That is great. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to our news of the week and kicking it off with Heather Dubrow, who slammed rumors that Terry Dubrow has been unfaithful. So Des Moines, it's like an Instagram site that posts a lot of blind items. So they posted an unofficial report via Instagram on September 29th that claimed an unnamed housewife has not been filming with her colleagues for weeks due to her husband's affairs surfacing. So a Bravo fan account then speculated that the housewife in question was Heather after the report referred to the unnamed person as Fancy Pants, of course, her unofficial nickname on the show. However, Heather took to social media and slammed the speculation, saying this is not true on any level. This is not the first time they had to shut down allegations. Heather previously addressed claims that Terry had been unfaithful during an episode of her podcast back in April. She said there's a rumor online right now that Terry was banging his assistant for years. It's not true. I'm not going to give it any weight or any life because it's stupid. Shortly after all this came out, they were both seen together and it looked like these really uncomfortable stage paparazzi photos. So it seems like they are putting on a united front.
Yeah. Do you believe it?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't want to believe it. I mean, they've kind of branded themselves as this, very in love, wealthy Orange County couple. So I don't know. Do you?
A marriage book less than a year ago?
Yes. They are banking on this marriage. So even if they were, I don't think that they're breaking up anytime soon.
No, just for the book sales, guys. Right. I don't really believe it. I don't see him as a cheater. Obviously, who knows? Anyone can be a cheater, but I don't see him as one. Doesn't either strike me as a ladies' man so much.
No, definitely.
With his cheek fillers, which I still can't get over.
Right.
All right, moving on. More Meghan King in the news. This girl's not going away.
No.
She opened up about where she stands with Bachelor's Mike Johnson after their blind date and telling us that she wasn't ruling it out as a potential relationship. Mm-hmm. Just a week later, she said on the Intimate Knowledge podcast, it was a blind date, but then it turned into a real date. So then I got back to St. Louis and I feel bad, so I FaceTime him. I'm like, Mike, I just want to tell you that I really enjoyed my weekend with you. I feel like it did start as a blind date, but I do have an honest connection with you, and I'm sorry if you felt emasculated. I have to reach out to tell you what I feel was real. She added, he literally asked me to be his girlfriend the last night in Vegas. However, she told him via text that she saw him as just a friend, and there are no hard feelings.
So
confusing,
random.
as always. Random. First of all, why are you going on dates with people who don't live in your city? I'll never get that.
I never get it either. I guess they both have the same PR person, and that's why they set them up. But like, also, Mike Johnson, why are you asking Meghan King to be your girlfriend after one date? Like, don't you think so bizarre? Like you said, they don't live in the same city.
No.
He's got kids. He, you know, she said that when I spoke to her, she said that they were talking about maybe meeting up when she was in Texas in a couple weeks, but I guess maybe he was just moving a little too fast for her.
Yeah. It sounds like if he's asking her to be his girlfriend after one date, it sounds like he wants to do it for media attention.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
Move on, Megan. Move on.
Move on. All right. Well, I'm excited about this one because we got our first look at the Beverly Hills reunion looks. And while many are loving them, others were not loving that there wasn't a theme, including myself.
Yes.
You know, and of course, a lot of people are like, where's Diana? Where's Diana? She had COVID, so she zoomed into the reunion. But what did you think of this?
I thought they were completely not connected at all, which always bothers me. I love it when there's a theme. Like if you look at the Atlanta reunion that we just saw, it was like bubblegum pink, beautiful, loved it. Yes. Even though they're not getting along, their outfits looked beautiful together. I love a theme, guys. I don't know. I love
a good theme. I love a good theme. This just seems like all over the place. And it seems like that happens every time with Beverly Hills. Yeah. It's like I don't know why they don't, I don't know why. And even Dubai, they were all in like gold and like these over the top looks but it was all cohesive. Yeah. This just looks like a mess.
It's a mess. OC wasn't good either this year. That was maybe the worst.
So my favorites, I think I really like Crystal. I think she looks great. I really like this color on her. I think she looks fantastic. What about you?
Yeah, I loved Lisa Rinna's look. I feel like I didn't love it as like this is her best look, but I think she looks like Khloe Kardashian. I just loved how ridiculous it is. I'm like, did she hire Khloe's team to get ready for the reunion?
She must.
It's so crazy.
I mean, how is she a 60-year-old woman? Like,
is she 60? That is.
I think so. I mean, let me double check.
Crazy. Wow.
She's 59. Sorry. She's almost 60, but like she looks like she's like early 40s. It's crazy.
Literally.
It's nuts.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
They look good, just no cohesiveness.
Yes, no cohesiveness, but that's all right.
All right. Well, Jerry O'Connell, one of my favorites, is pushing hard for his wife, Rebecca Romaine, to be on Beverly Hills. I would love this. He said, on Watch What Happens Live, I'm actually here to talk to Andy tonight about possibly an open seat on the Beverly Hills Housewives. Let's get a shot of the possible future of Beverly Hills. And by the way, this is just an appetizer. Can you imagine what a reunion would look like? A fan called out into the show, a fan called into the show and asked Rebecca her thoughts on Lisa Rinna, and Lisa believing she is the LeBron James of Housewives. She said, I think she is very, very solid cast member, and I sometimes can't tell if she's exaggerating certain things. Like, I don't know about that Kathy Hilton meltdown and her take on that. I love Lisa Rinna so much, and I know her personally, but sometimes I can't assess her take on certain things. Would you like to see Rebecca as part of that Beverly Hills Housewives?
100%.
You think she'd do it?
No, I don't think so.
I think this is all Jerry just trying to make a joke. But
yeah, I think so too. I don't think Jerry would do it either because, I don't think they want this drama in their life. They're big fans of the show, but I don't think that they would make the jump.
I don't either. Yeah. I like them where they are. He's hysterical. She's funny. I remember seeing a video on Instagram where she scared him. He was taking the garbage out of their like super long driveway, and she like drove up behind him and scared the shit out of him. Yeah. They're so funny.
They are. They're like adorable. They're like the best couple. I really, really like them. So let's keep them pure and not bring them over to the dark side. All right, let's get into this week's Real Talk. And we caught up with Teresa Giudice, who teased the upcoming season of New Jersey amid tension with Melissa and Joe. And she also revealed whether or not she would want Danielle Staub back. Take a look. How do you feel? I know we're not going to talk too much about this upcoming season, but how do you feel kind of going into it? I know we're probably a few months away from the premiere, but, obviously a lot of stuff in the headlines, but how do you feel about going into this season?
Going into it?
Obviously it's filmed, it's done, but like, how do you feel like, that everybody's going to see it in a couple months, knowing what you know about what happened?
It's going to blow your minds away.
Mm-hmm.
Great. It's very sad. And I think everybody's going to get a true reading of be like, wow, we were like people thought a certain way about me. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to be like, wow, we were so wrong.
Yeah.
Because I think about when you watch the season, you have to have an open mind. I I kept my mouth shut a lot. Over 10 years. Yeah. And don't forget, my parents were around back then. So I tried to keep the peace for a long time. And now, you know, somebody could only like take so much for so long, and it's not happening anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, and after they watch this season, I think everybody's gonna be, their minds is gonna be blown away. It's enough. I got taken advantage for so long, for over 10 years. Like, I got taken advantage of, and finally, like, look, Louis came into my life. It was like, that's not happening anymore. Now, and
now it's happy and
now, do you feel like almost like a weight is lifted off your shoulders a little bit?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And and like, I think everyone's gonna, their eyes are gonna, you know, everyone's gonna be like, you know, they're gonna kind of, I think they're gonna see the truth. Yeah, like, you know, of everything that's been really happening. You know, it depends how, like, but I think there's no way to edit or do anything. Like, you're gonna just basically say it, you know, because of course editing has a lot to do with it all these years. But I think this time there's like, there's no getting around that. I
found it interesting that you said that you would like Danielle back on the show over Caroline. Why is that?
Well, like, now it's over because she just dug her own hole. Like, because like, to throw me under the bus, it's like, for what? Meanwhile, it's like, there's other
she
people.
She doesn't want either, but if she had to,
if she had to pick,
I don't exactly. Now it's too late. Like, Danielle, she kind of threw me under the bus for what? It's like, if I'm the one that brought her back, like, I brought her back on the show, and then to go out to lunch with Melissa and throw me under the bus, it's like, why don't you really talk about Melissa? Because you were the
other
one,
Melissa,
right?
Yeah. Because Melissa and you and her were talking about. She was the one that told you I didn't go see my nephew in the hospital. Remember when I brought that up? And like, then I put two and two together. And then Danielle told me, I think back then, that Melissa's the one that told her that I didn't go see my nephew in the hospital. So it's like, why would you throw me under the bus when I brought you back, you know, to come on Housewives? And Melissa's the one that you had lunch with, and then you throw me. I don't get how people work, you know?
She screwed herself.
And even the first time, like, I didn't want her to not come back on the show. Like, Caroline and all of them didn't want her to come back on the show. I never said I never wanted her to be on the show. So that's why when I came back from going to jail, like, I met with her because then I was a single mom, and I was like, I just wanted her to know that I had nothing to do with any of that. And then when I did yoga with her, Andy Cohen saw it, and Bravo, they all went nuts over it, and then that's how they brought her back.
Would you want Danielle Staub back?
No. Moving on. Nope.
Well, she did. It was between if she would want Danielle Staub or Caroline Manzo back, and she picked Danielle.
I picked Caroline.
I'd 100% pick Caroline.
Yeah. Danielle, what happened with Danielle, she made stuff up.
Yes.
And I didn't like that. Like, there's already enough drama. There's no need to, like, fabricate things.
Totally. I agree with you. No, Danielle.
All right. Well, we also caught up with some of the Potomac housewives, Giselle, Robin, and Wendy, who had this to say about Ashley Darby's divorce.
Kind of single Ashley, at least in the beginning of this season, because there's like this kind of gray area because she's splitting up, but also buying a house with Michael. I mean, what was your reaction to that? And were you just like, girl, run?
You know what? Every time I talked to Ashley, you know, and she would talk about wanting a divorce, going through a divorce, like whatever they were, you know, wherever they were in that process, I just was like more and more confused. I was just like, you don't make any sense. So it definitely, but you know, having gone through a divorce, I kind of understood as well. So like, although it didn't make sense, and I'm telling her, you know, I'm trying to give her advice from my standpoint. I'm also like, you know, going through a divorce is really hard. It's a huge life change. And so it might be natural to have these kind of, you know, up and down thoughts, or to think that you can get a divorce and buy a house with your ex-husband. Like that just, you know, certain things didn't make sense to me, but, you know, for whatever reason at that time made sense to her. And yeah, every time we talked about it, I was more and more confused.
Right.
Let me tell you something. If I was going through a divorce, I would not be buying a house with somebody. I won't live in the same block. I may not even live on the same street or the same state, but that's her, right? And that's her choice. And I think that Ashley does a good job of just being strong in the face of adversity, especially since at the end of the day, she's a mom. And for me as a mom, that's the priority. And so, you know, it's interesting as you see everything evolve with Ashley's story. But, you know, I think she does a really good job of keeping that peaceful home environment for her kids, which is the first and foremost.
Definitely. Were you happy that she was, obviously you never want to see a family broken up and, you know, she has 2 small children, but were you, I don't know if happy is the right word, but were you happy that she did decide to cut ties with Michael?
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, I come from a divorced home. And like you said, I would never want to see children put in that, you know, predicament. But in the same token, yeah, I think if anybody needs to get a divorce, it's Ashley. Like, girl, you can do better.
Single Ashley is in these streets. Okay, she is killing it dead in the streets, and I'm not mad at her. Like, she's really living her best life and looking beautiful, all that. So I'm here for this Ashley.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm so excited for this upcoming week of Potomac. This is Potomac, of course, is a fan favorite to a lot of people. And, you know, we're going to see a single Ashley, but she's still buying a house with her ex. So this is just a messy situation.
So messy. And I'm not surprised that they split.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
I don't know.
No, I don't think anybody is surprised. And I think they were all pretty happy about it too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into this week's episodes. And of course, we got to kick it off with this big Beverly Hills finale. Let's start at the beginning. What did you make of the Birkin party?
Oh, it's ridiculous. I mean, I want a freaking Birkin bag, but they are too expensive. And I love Garcelle's yellow one, though. I'm happy she finally did it.
She bit the bullet, got herself a Birkin bag. I just cannot believe how expensive these bags are.
I know. Nuts. Tell us in the comments if anyone has a Birkin bag and if it's worth it.
Yeah, seriously. I love how Kyle was like, it's like an investment. You'll make more money. Like, I can't.
Yeah, no. Isn't this and the diamonds? It's just like, I don't know. These girls are so ridiculous with their like things. And what was the point of that? What's the point of putting on diamonds? Like, I don't know.
I know. It's like they're not going to buy it. I don't know. And especially like with everything that happened with Dorit like early on the season, which I mean, we just kind of forgot about, but like you would think that they wouldn't be so showy and so flashy. And even, I mean, Kyle's house got broken into as well. And they stole all of her jewels and bags. So you would think that you wouldn't want to show all this stuff off anymore.
Yeah.
It's interesting. All right. Well, let's get into the Lisa, Kathy, Kyle of it all. Like, I feel like we said she's just taking this situation way too far.
Yeah, way too far. Not enough details for us. Or the other housewives. Everyone's like, well, what was said? What was so bad that you're so harping on about it 3 episodes later?
Right.
I need to know more, you know, to make a solid decision on this.
Yeah. I'm also like curious because I mean, this happened at a public place. It happened at a club. Obviously other people were there. Why isn't any other eyewitnesses coming forward and being like, I saw Kathy have this major meltdown. Like, why isn't anybody talking? So that confuses me as well too.
It's like I said, I think last week, it's starting to sound more and more to me, just like she had a few too many glasses of wine and started kind of talking gibberish and not really knowing what she was saying because she was a little tipsy. I don't know. It doesn't sound that bad anymore to me.
Right. And it's like some people are saying that she got into an argument with somebody that works at the club over playing Michael Jackson. And then she had this meltdown about all the girls later on. Yeah, it does. It sounds like somebody to me that just got really drunk and said some things that they probably shouldn't have said. But I don't think that she probably needs to seek help for it. We've all been there. We've all said some stupid things that we probably don't mean. And if Kyle wants her to drop it so she can salvage this relationship with her sister, she should drop it.
Absolutely. I think it's up to Kyle at this point to go off on Lisa and just say like, enough is enough.
Yeah. But
nothing very stern with her.
No, but Lisa saying that she will get sick and die of cancer if she does not talk about it. Like, what?
That was insane.
I had to like rewind it and be like, did I just hear this correctly?
Yeah. No, you heard it. And she said it like 3 times. I was like, what are you talking about?
Like, you sound ridiculous. But like, do you also think like how some of the women said that like they use this to deflect from people talking about Erica.
Yeah. Okay. So the whole Erica's publicist situation, maybe leaking this information to the press, it is interesting. If that's true. She didn't deny it. She just said she didn't know. Yeah. And then it's also weird that her publicist was Nikki Hilton's publicist. I sort of believe it, but I do think Erica knew.
I think Erica knew as well. Yeah. I definitely think Erica knew. And then it was weird. They were like tag teaming, she and Lisa, like going back and forth. Well, we didn't know about it. We didn't see anything in the press. We didn't talk about it. Like, it was very bizarre. And it just seems like this Fab Force 5 is like slowly crumbling. Yeah. But I was upset to see that, like, you know, when they're being like, where are they now? That like Kyle and Kathy really haven't seen each other all that much since Aspen. And that was back in February. So we'll find out at the reunion where they kind of stand today. But really sad that like Lisa just won't let it go.
No, I know. I do. But because they haven't seen each other, it does seem like there's so much more here.
Oh, definitely.
We're not seeing, you know, Lisa might be wrong and should just drop it at this point. But there's obviously some history. Like, we know there's history between Kyle and Kathy and all their drama. And it just feels like it's never going to go away.
Never going to go away. Never. All right. Well, I am sad to see Beverly Hills go, though. Like, I'm ready for the reunion. We got the trailer. I'm ready for it. I'm so excited.
So excited.
It's going to be so good. And there's so much that happened this season. Like, you're going all the way back, like we said, to Dorit's robbery, to the mess with Diana, to Erica, you know, with the not feeling sorry for the victims. There's so many different beats that we have to like get.
Please don't say the V word.
Yes, don't say the B word. Don't say the B word. All right, well, let's move on to Salt Lake City. This is only the second episode, and it's going to be a good season. I'm ready for this.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for this Lisa Meredith explosive moment. I feel like we're getting little bits and pieces of it in the first 2 episodes, but it's got to be coming, right?
It's coming. It is coming. Yeah. So, you know, Meredith drops the bomb that Lisa, you know, allegedly slept with people for Vita Tequila placement.
I don't believe that. It's so ridiculous.
Either. It's so ridiculous. And when we talked to Lisa about it, she was like clearly like visibly like really upset about it still. Like, why would she want to like ruin my marriage? Like, you know, like just let it go. So we're definitely I feel like going to be one of the major storylines of the season.
Oh, 100%. Mm-hmm. Where do these rumors come from? Like, it's so absurd. I feel like Jen Shah just sits at home being like, what can we cook up today?
What's going to make a really good season?
Yeah. Or Mary's from for her house now that she quit the show.
I love that the little Mary cameo when they went to the girls trip house, and you know, Mary always brought the interesting drama, I guess.
Sure did.
And then, you know, we saw this really emotional scene with Whitney. You know, she is on this journey of healing and visiting a shaman and kind of like tapping into her past. And, you know, it seems like she was abused when she was younger, and she's kind of uncovering this. And it was really hard to watch.
It was. I felt really bad for her. I feel like, I don't know if this is the place for her to, you know, it's just like so raw and emotional. Mm-hmm. Especially you can see when she's talking to her husband about it and asking him if he still loves her. You feel the realness of it, and it's very heavy for a Real Housewives show. So
it really is, and it was interesting to see Heather's reaction when she brought it up later, because as we know, they're cousins, and Heather seemed really taken back. I mean, like, I've never heard about this before, so you know, hopefully she's on the path to healing and you know, figures out what makes her feel better.
Yeah.
And then, you know, then we have the girls trip there. They visit a shaman, and I don't want to say this at all. Well, I'm going to say it, but like, you feel for Jen a little bit. You feel for her family about what they're going through, because like, these boys are going to be without their mother for a very long time. Mm-hmm. Yes, this was the decision that she decided to make, but you do feel bad for the kids.
I know. And she said that she wouldn't be at her son's white coat ceremony and that. It was sad. But she did it to herself.
Yeah, she did.
So now that we know that she pled guilty, it's like, okay, so you did know you were doing this. This isn't, you know, so It's hard to have sympathy. I don't know.
It is. It's hard to have sympathy for her. You feel for the family, you feel for those kids because they didn't do this and they didn't ask for this. But yeah, no, it is hard to watch because at that point she had every intention of still like maintaining her innocence. So it's going to be interesting to see why she decided to plead guilty. Obviously it was probably because she was going to get a much lesser sentence because they were, she was pretty much found guilty before she even went to trial. So that's probably why, but I don't know. Interesting. And then, preview for next week, it seems like Heather and Whitney kind of really go at it, which is something that we haven't seen before.
We haven't seen that. And I'm sort of looking forward to that. I feel like it's going to spice up the show a little bit. I'm a little bored with Salt Lake City so far. I feel like it's like a big tease right now to like something bigger, but that always happens in the beginning of the season. Yeah. I don't know. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Are you into it this season? Are you feeling a little like I am, just kind of like, eh?
Right. Well, it's also like, I feel like I could be wrong, but this is like, there was only 5 ladies. Usually there's a bigger ensemble cast. So it's like, it's not as many storylines to kind of follow. So it's like so much is put on these 5 women to create this drama, because remember last year we had Mary and Jenny. Was that Jenny?
Oh, right.
Yeah. Right. And then they both, were either fired or quit at the end of last season. Yeah. So it's like, it's not as many women to follow along. So I don't know, maybe that could be it. Who knows? Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into our social spotlight of the week. Mine went to Kathy Hilton. So she posted her photo from the reunion on Instagram, but it was Kris Jenner who replied with all of these hearts. And of course, you remember this whole drama started with the 818 tequila from Kendall Jenner. So it seems like Kris Jenner has chosen a side.
She sure has. And she chose the right one, I think.
Yes, definitely. I love to see it.
All right. My social spotlight went to Erica Jane. She posted this image of text on her stories saying, Erica and Rinna, birds of a feather, trend together, and then tagging both herself and Lisa Rinna. So she shared this. Someone else had shared this.
Oh, I can't. I don't like the Mean Girls.
I know. They're sticking together and sticking to it. I don't know.
Oh, God, I cannot wait for this reunion. It's going to be so good. So good. All right. Well, that is it for this week's episode of Getting Real with the Housewives. If you want to listen to our full interview with Teresa Giudice, make sure you listen to our Getting Real with the Housewives podcast. Keep commenting, keep subscribing, and we will see you guys next week. Bye. For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.